rattlesnakes, icons of the American West, honed by millions of years of evolution. These serpents survive in a multitude of habitats. But it's the deserts where they truly thrive. Their predatory prowess is also their curse. Saddled with a bad reputation, they're persecuted as venomous villains, rounded up and ripped from their refuge.
Don't leave the roundup today without trying fresh fried rattlesnake.
But they do have an ally.
Hi, Zeke. That's a beautiful snake.
One man makes it his mission to save as many as he can, while he drives deep into rattle country, revealing the real rattlers behind the bad rap.
Let's tempt fate and bring out some deadly animals. Here with snakes, spiders, and so much more, please welcome reptile expert Jules Sylvester. Everywhere you go, you just bring out snakes?
All the time. There's a present for you. Have that one.
What are these?
These are deadly coral snakes. No, they're not. No. These are what they call Sinaloa and milk snakes.
Oh,
and actually, in the movies, we make them deadly coral snakes, but they look the same, except the colors are reversed. I don't know if you remember snakes on a plane.
Yeah.
These guys were the baby snakes that came out of the yoke when they pulled the airplane back and they killed the captain. That's them. Here's it. Movie snakes.
Do you want to apologize to Samuel L. Jackson?
And actually, they just finished...
Jules Sylvester is a Hollywood snake wrangler and the rattlesnake's biggest fan.
This is one of the most advanced reptiles we have in the United States. Check this out. Heat pits, so you can see in the dead of the night, nostrils to breathe through. And then, check this out. Look at those massive fangs. And you can see the venom right on the top there. Yeez. And right down there, if you can see, there's a hole. Right there, that's the breathing tube. So when they eat a large rat, it sticks out to the side. And they breathe through that. Isn't that amazing? One drop of that venom, right there. You can just see a little bit on the end there. That will knock your socks off.
I just saw it in there somewhere. I don't know where it went.
All right.
When he's not wrangling reptiles on set, Jules offers a snake removal service, rescuing problem snakes from human environments.
Put them over there.
His form of pest control is about saving the snakes and releasing as many as possible back into their natural home range.
I know. You're happy already. I'm excited for you. Look. It's great.
Jules knows that in many parts of the country, rattlers pose a much bigger problem than in the coastal cities of California. A handful of states still hold annual roundups to collect and kill as many of the snakes as possible.
They always have another set in the back.
As each roundup festival draws near, locals head for the hills in search of snakes. They're not easy to find, especially when early spring's chill is still in the air. One of the most common methods is to pour paraffin down the burrows to draw them out of their semi-hibernation. Thousands of rattlesnakes are rounded up this way, earmarked for a grisly fate.
There he is. He's a little bit aggravated.
The biggest roundup of them all is 1 week away in Sweetwater, Texas. Jules hits the road. He wants to see the spectacle for himself and try to understand why the snakes are so vilified. Along the way, he'll pass through prime rattle country, America's Southwest deserts. It's a chance to see how many different species of rattlesnake he can find. Unique to the Americas, rattlesnakes first of all as far back as 14 million years ago. There are at least 32 recognized species which have adapted to a wide diversity of habitats. Shape-shifting sidewinders slink across the Sonoran Desert, while rock-loving blacktails favor the high elevations of the Chihuahuan. There's the potent neotropical rattler, whose bite can cause permanent blindness, and the pale speckled rattler, which blends effortlessly into granite cliffs. Each species has evolved to master its niche. From the smallest pygmy rattler, lightning fast but only 1 foot long, to the largest eastern diamondback, more than 8 feet in length, weighing 10 pounds, and with a fatal hemorrhage-inducing bite. The mesmerizing tiger rattler has dazzling stripes and hypnotic eyes. Then there's the most dangerous of them all, the elusive Mojave rattlesnake, a supreme desert predator. This snake is Jules's holy grail, and he'd give anything to see one in the wild.
The Mojave rattlesnake is extremely toxic. It's the most toxic rattlesnake we have. And it comes with a reputation. People are terrified of it. But you don't often see them. People always kill them because they're afraid of them. I understand that. But I'd love to see one in the wild, just cruising, doing his own thing. They're a beautiful creature. And they have a place in nature.
While rattlesnakes live as far north as Canada, most species occur in the hot, dry landscape of the American Southwest. And that's where Jules is headed. First stop, the Sonoran Desert. Spanning 100,000 square miles across most of Arizona and into Mexico, it's the warmest but wettest and most biodiverse desert in the United States. It's home to at least 15 different species of rattlesnake, and the perfect place for Jules to find a Mojave rattler. Finding a snake out here is never guaranteed, but Jules has done his homework, and he knows how to maximize its chances.
Where there's water, there's life. For a desert, there is so much water. That'll last about maybe 3 weeks, and then it's done.
Stream beds offer ideal snake habitat, and Jules hopes to capitalize on that. He's not alone. The largest lizard in North America is also on the prowl. The Gila monster has a potent venom believed to be as toxic as a rattlesnake's. But he's not the deadly reptile that Jules is after.
That's a tiger rattlesnake. See the little tiny head and a nice thick body? Highly, highly toxic. This is an amazing find.
Tiger rattlers are strict rock dwellers in winter, but move to the edges of stream beds during summer. They have a distinctively large rattle, a small head, and very potent venom. Their tiger stripes blend perfectly into the grasses and rocks of their summer habitat, which makes sightings rare. Clever camouflage isn't the only adaptation up a rattlesnake's sleeve. The Sonoran sidewinder has evolved an ingenious way to move quickly over blisteringly hot sand. Instead of slithering forward and creating friction, it winds sideways. Only 2 points of its body touch the ground at any time, reducing contact with the sand, which can reach 120 degrees. Jules continues his search for the highly venomous Mojave rattlesnake. But what he finds will put the fear of God into even this notorious predator. Across America's Southwest, rattlesnakes are abundant predators. But that doesn't mean they're at the top of the food chain.
Check this out. This is the most dangerous snake if you're a rattlesnake. This is a king snake, and he's cannibalistic. He eats rattlesnakes for a living. Very, very scary. It's a rattlesnake nightmare, this one. Don't bite me. Attaboy. Not venomous. They constrict, strangle, swallow it head first. Don't bite me. I'm not a rattlesnake. Look at that. Off you go. Cool.
King snakes can consume rattlesnakes equal or even larger than themselves. Face to face with his nemesis and with no escape route, the rattler freezes while the king waits for the perfect strike. He needs a clear shot at the rattler's head to immobilize those deadly fangs. The king doesn't have lethal venom to paralyze his quarry, but pound for pound, he's the most powerful constrictor on the planet, squeezing the life out of his prey by stemming the blood flow to its brain. It's a slow but certain death. Jules presses on. He thought the Sonoran Desert would be his best shot at finding a Mojave rattler. Instead, he found a lively king snake and a rare tiger rattler. Snakes, at best, are unpredictable, but he knows one fact for sure. Spring is snake season. As temperatures rise, rattlesnakes emerge from their dens in a winter of inactivity. This spurs a flurry of calls to pest control companies across the Southwest. On his drive to Sweetwater, Jules has reached out to various counties and hopes to get some calls to help remove problem snakes. But he's taking the scenic route. Once bustling with industry as the most productive mercury mine on the planet, the ghost town of Terlingua, Texas, is now a quaint reminder of the bygone era. Jules takes some downtime. He's heard of rattlers reaching monstrous proportions here, and he's eager to see some of these phantoms in the flesh. A snake expert in town is news that gets around fast.
Hello, this is Jules. Yes. Yes. Wow. I'll be right there. Thanks. Bye. The boy saw a large snake go under the pulpit, and that was the end of the service.
The small chapel in Terlingua has an unwanted visitor. A collection of offerings under the altar is the perfect place for an irreverent rattler.
Oh. I see his tail. Where's his head? I can just see the tail doing this. It's a very small tail. That is not a very good sign. Stop. Oh, there you are. Look at that. You can just see that little rattle. He's got two sheds on there. That's the only reason it's making a noise. That's the two dry bits of skin just flicking together. Easy, baby. There we go. Look at that. That is a western diamondback rattlesnake, probably a few months old. I'm gonna put you in the jar, buddy. That's it. What are you doing in church?
It's hardly the monster Jules had heard rumor of.
Look at that. Stop being so mad. One thing about babies, they are probably more dangerous than anything else for three reasons. One is they're small and everything's trying to eat them. So they defend themselves with as much aggression as they can come up with. Two, they're very camouflage. You don't see them. They can hide under a jar or under a piece of rock just like that. And when you're digging around the garden, bang, you get bitten. The other thing is, because they have little tiny rattles or no rattles at all when they're first born, you don't hear them. And they are venomous when they're born. There's no gaps. Stop. I'm gonna go outside, get another jar. Why he's aggressive.
A stone's throw from Terlingua, along the Rio Grande, Jules visits Big Bend National Park. Famous for its natural splendor and spectacular geology, it's home to at least 56 species of reptile. Jules is in his happy place. Perfect snake habitat all around him, and a fighting chance to track down a Mojave rattler.
This looks like a really good spot here. There's tons of little lizards around here, which is the perfect food for that elusive Mojave rattlesnake. I know they're here. We're in the Rio Grande, right next to Mexico, right on the border. And this is a perfect spot.
But finding a snake that's designed to blend in is tough. No luck with this Mojave. Jules tracks north towards Sweetwater with 3 days in hand before the roundup starts.
Hello, this is Jules.
Yeah, Lonnie, I tried calling that guy
Yeah, hi Lonnie, how are you doing? No, don't shoot it. Please don't shoot it. Can you drop me a pin so I know where you are? That'd be fantastic. Now, just keep an eye on it, okay? Don't blast it. Don't shoot it. Don't shoot it. Okay, I'll be right there. Bye-bye now. God. He's gonna blast it.
Jules heads to the caller's property, which is deep in the Chihuahuan Desert, the largest desert in North America. Covering more than 200,000 square miles, it's home to at least 8 species of rattlesnake. Jules has no idea which one he's about to encounter. But 2 facts are guaranteed. It will be deadly, and it's not welcome.
You come to get that snake?
Yeah, you must be Lonnie.
Yeah, I'm Lonnie.
Hi, Lonnie. How you doing, bud?
All right, I tried calling that guy in town, but I could never get a hold of him, so...
Let me get my tongs and we'll go and have a look at this thing. Where is it?
He's around front over here.
Alrighty.
He almost got shot.
Did he? You got a pistol with you?
Yeah, I got my pistol. I always keep it loaded with rat
Don't
shot,
shoot
just
him.
in case.
I understand, but don't shoot him. Is he big, small?
He's big.
Is he?
Yeah. He's probably 4 or 5 foot long. He's up underneath that tin there,
Okay.
and he's pissed,
I can
too.
hear him already.
See him? He's pissed. That's why I got this, because I wasn't even getting near that sucker.
Okay, I'm gonna go again. Don't shoot me in the butt with that rat
It's
shot.
only rat shot.
You'll ruin these trousers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's a fully grown Western Diamondback, and Jules can't take any chances.
Can I use this trash
Yeah,
can?
yeah.
He's bigger
whatever
than
you
a
need to
bucket
do.
Jules Sylvester has an unwanted Western Diamondback on his hands.
His rattle's what, about 2 inches long or longer?
Yeah, it's quite big. Just gonna get this out of the way.
A single bite, left untreated, could prove fatal.
I don't know why you guys do this stuff, man.
Wrangling an agitated rattler is not for the faint-hearted. But for Jules, it's all in a day's work.
Aha! Well, he's not small. That is a very pretty. Look at the size of rattle on him.
Yeah, I can hear him over here.
Yeah, that's why he'd be there. I'm gonna bring him out in the open. Don't shoot me, eh? Wow. He's a good 4-footer.
Boy, he's ready to strike, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
God dang.
That was just a warning. See, the first he struck was maybe 18
How
inches.
far can they go?
About 18 inches. Lonnie, a way to catch these guys. Well, what I do, as you'll see in a minute, a lot of times you can just hook them up, but I usually grasp the tail end like that
Shit.
and support the body with this.
That's why I got a
And
pistol.
Bob's your auntie. Nice,
Holy
eh?
crap.
That's a beautiful snake. And there's only one way to put a snake in the bucket, and that is safely. Like that. In you go. Yeah, come have a look. If you got him in the box and he's unhurt, and you're unhurt, then you did it the right way. There are many ways to catch a snake, using hooks, tongs, and anything else. If you don't have professional tools, don't do it. That's a professional tool.
Yeah, that's what I would think of it. I don't like any of them things, man.
It's got a very fat tail and a fairly long tail, so it's probably a male. So we'll call it Bob.
Bob.
Bob the snake.
Yeah.
Pretty nice, eh?
If you think so, I don't.
Yeah.
What do you do with them?
I'm gonna take him way out in the boonies out there and kick him out.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't need to be around houses here.
No.
He's probably 15, 20 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. All right.
I'm gonna take your trash can, is that all right?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Just take him with you.
Really appreciate it, man. Thanks, Lonnie.
Okay.
Appreciate it, man.
Yep, appreciate you coming out.
No probs.
Jules needs to get this deadly rattler away from the house and back into the wild. But to ensure its survival, it must stay within its home range. To be safe, he doesn't move snakes more than a half mile from where he finds them.
It's a big snake. Needs big territory. Away from people. I think I found it here. There you go, big boy. Wow. He's over 20 years old. He can that close to getting blasted. It makes me feel really good to see him just take off into the bushes. It's fantastic. You're a very lucky boy, so am I. Okay, I'm leaving now. Wow. Easy, easy.
Bob is a lucky western diamondback. He's had a close shave and given a second chance. It's only the start of the summer. He has many needs to fulfill this season. The first is food. Rodents make up the bulk of the western diamondback's prey, and human dwellings often attract rats and mice. Bob's choice to hang out near the house was not a mistake. He'd likely followed the scent of prey and was waiting in ambush. His close shave with the owner has cost him a potential meal. But no matter. He can go without food for a year. And this is the season of abundance. His prey is fast and agile, but rodents have an Achilles heel. They leave scent trails wherever they go. Using his tongue to taste and smell, Bob patiently follows the tracks of a rodent runway. Each tongue tip retrieves information from the environment, transferring it to an organ in the roof of his mouth, which translates it to his brain. The relative strength of the scent on the forks of Bob's tongue guides him left or right as he homes in on the source. Then he waits in ambush, silent as a rock, even to the most alert set of ears. Specialized heat-sensing organs located in pits below his nostrils give him thermal vision. Like a pair of infrared goggles, they help him see his prey day or night. It's a perfect strike. The rat escapes, but it doesn't get far. The lethal venom now coursing through its veins is quick to kill. It's a potent combination of hemotoxins, which rupture capillaries, and neurotoxins, which paralyze nerves. As the rat bleeds to death internally, its nervous system is also shutting down. With fangs longer than almost any other snake, rattlesnakes deliver venom deep into their prey for maximum effect. Bob bides his time, prodding his bounty thoroughly to ensure that it won't bite back. Using his 2-inch fangs as grappling hooks, he walks the rat into his mouth, then starts to ingest his meal head first. He can open his jaws up to 180 degrees and consume prey as large as a jackrabbit. While Bob feasts, Jules is on a hunt of his own. The Chihuahuan Desert is great snake territory, full of blacktails, diamondbacks, and Mojave rattlers.
Well, the only place we're going to find blacktails is up there. Rocks, yucca plants, cactus, heat. That's a bit of a hike.
It's a steep climb, but if Jules wants to find a Mojave rattlesnake, he'll need to brave more than its highly potent venom.
Always watch where you're putting your hands. Check this out.
High in the Chihuahuan Desert, Jules comes face to face with yet another species of rattlesnake.
This is a mottled rattlesnake. They live all over the place here, but look how camouflaged they are. The same color rock, little shadows. He's quite an old one. This is a full-grown specimen. Just gonna lift you up here. Not gonna bother you, buddy. There we are. Rule number 1, always use your stick. Look at that, a pink belly. What a pretty snake, man. That's my first one.
The mottled rock rattler is synonymous with these treacherous outcrops. Only 2 feet in length when fully grown, its grayish-pink scales blend seamlessly into the cliffs and boulders it calls home.
Very cool, thank you, buddy. Look at that. Come on, let's see your tail. Long tail.
Each time a rattlesnake sheds, a small layer of skin remains attached to the tail, adding another segment to its rattle. But despite the myth, you can't count on its age by the segments in its rattle, because the rate of shedding slows as the snake gets older.
He hasn't even rattled once. How polite. Isn't that cool? That's my first one. Just shows you they're here. You cannot see unless you're literally right on top of them, which makes you think about putting your hands on rocks, because they live up here as well. They climb up on these rock things in the mottled color, perfect camouflage.
There are more surprises to come.
Easy, easy, boy, easy, easy, easy. Get me a fright. Don't do that. Come here, out you come. There we go. Wow. That is a black-tailed rattlesnake. Look at that. Black tail, little black nose. How cute is that? This is the first one I've ever seen in the wild.
Jules is on a roll, his second new species in a matter of minutes.
And this is exactly the environment they live in. It's about 5,000 feet high elevation, really cold nights, very hot days like today.
Blacktails are easy to distinguish from the western diamondback. Their yellowish scales and darker diamonds blend perfectly with the leaves and shadows of the yucca plant.
And he's eating pocket mice all over the place here. Little pocket mice, little tiny mice. He's also hunted by raptors, birds of prey. They live on these rocks too. So he lives under stuff like this, which will really rip you up. So he's a little defensive. Very lucky to find one. I'm gonna put you back in there, buddy. No bird of prey's gonna get you today. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Look at that guy. Okay, go on then. Back you go. Go hide under there, man. Wow, that's fantastic.
Jules hits the road once more. He's still 300 miles from Sweetwater and his final destination, the Rattlesnake Roundup, an infamous event that has kicked off snake season for more than 60 years. Over the course of 3 days, people turn up in the tens of thousands to celebrate the iconic snakes. But unlike Jules, they're not fans. It's Jules's first roundup, and he knows, as a snake lover, he's in the minority. The sprawling car park is testament to vast crowds that are here to witness the demise of his favorite snakes. Over the next 3 days, thousands of rattlers will be slaughtered.
Don't leave the roundup today without trying fresh fried rattlesnake. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending the 61st annual World's Largest Rattlesnake Roundup.
In Sweetwater, Texas, Jules is confronted by an extraordinary display of rattlesnake paraphernalia, and he's not sure if he really wants to be here.
Don't leave the roundup today without trying fresh fried rattlesnake at the JC's Cook Shack.
Yes, sir. How are you today, sir?
Doing good, man.
Yes,
Jules.
sir. I'm doing fine, sir.
James?
Can I help you with anything?
Yeah, that vertebra?
Oh, yes, sir. Vertebrae out of the snakes. Yes, sir. It is. We are the snake buyers here. So after the show, we get all the rattlesnakes and take them home, and we make this product, and it's a year-round job for us.
Jules is overwhelmed. Around him, every part of the rattlesnake is exploited, immortalized, and on display.
It's a hell of an outfit, man.
I know. It makes everybody pay attention.
It'll do that.
It does. It does.
Festival goers get to feel live rattle in action. But it's a defensive behavior snakes use when stressed. In the milking pit, seasoned snake handlers extract every possible drop of venom before killing the snakes. The potent liquid is processed into life-saving anti-venom.
Nothing's wasted, but I really, really like rattlesnakes, and to whack that many, it does bother me. It's what happens in Sweetwater, and a lot of other places too.
In the infamous snake pit, more than 2,000 rattlers will await their fate. Jules ventures in to prove a point.
You can hear the rattle. That just says, stay away from me. Not one of these guys has taken a shot at me just standing here. There's enough venom in here to kill the whole town.
Jules has seen enough. As he heads away from the roundup, he has more questions than answers.
I kind of don't get it. I know it happens every year, but it's like, it does bother me. It's one of these animals that I don't understand why you do it. It's a beautiful creature. It's the perfect animal for rodent control. We need to protect these animals. We need to take care of them. They belong here just as we do.
Jules is homeward bound to Hollywood, but there's still one rattlesnake he's determined to find before his journey's complete. He's driven through 4 states, and he still hasn't seen a Mojave rattler. There's one desert left to try as he crosses the border back into California. The Mojave Desert, home to at least 5 rattler species, and a fitting place to find the snake with the same name. Three hours in the baking sun, and it's not looking good.
I'll be honest with you, these snakes don't move, you won't see them. They are so brilliantly camouflaged. There's tons of little lizards around here, which is a perfect food for that Mojave rattlesnake. I know they're here. This is the spot. Dry, dry, dry desert. Hot. Nearly late afternoon. Finally, an elusive Mojave rattlesnake. First one I've seen in the wild. This is great. We're so lucky. They're very hard to find. They're usually nocturnal.
Apart from crisper patterning and more white stripes in the tail section, the Mojave rattlesnake is virtually indistinguishable from the diamondback. But its high concentration of nerve-paralyzing venom makes it one of the most dangerous rattlesnakes of all. Jules is happy to take his chances getting close just to see this legendary snake in the flesh.
It's beautiful. I am so lucky. It's just wonderful. Fantastic.
Jules heads home with mixed feelings. He found his Mojave, but he wonders what the future holds for rattlesnakes. 6,500 miles on the clock. 6 different species seen in the wild. God! He's rescued many from an untimely death, but the odds are against those living closer to towns. The question remains, are rattlesnakes deserving of their bad reputation? Or is there a place for these shy, stealthy predators in a rapidly changing world?